good to record?
I really don't know what else to really say. I wish I didn't have to beg my mom every day to love me. Five Finger Death Punch. That's my favorite band at the moment. And it's honestly because of that song, Remember Everything. It suits me. But the very beginning is what just made me love that song, where it says, Dear Mother, I love you.
Taco Bell shirt.
Right. But it's like, Dear Mom, I love you. I'm sorry I wasn't good enough. You know how many times I've asked Tina, why wasn't I good enough? I've wrote her poems asking that same thing. Why wasn't I good enough? How can a mother just... How can you love a man that does that to your kids? And how can you love them that much? If I ever got any answer before I died, I think that's the main one I've always been seeking. She made out like Robert. And Robert, oh God, he's an awful man. And I couldn't even see it. I mean, I saw it when I was 16 and I finally was ready to leave. But you know, everything we did to all them girls, it wasn't that made me feel so bad, because hell, I was the same age as 90% of them. Some of them were older than me. A few of them were younger than me. For the foremost, I thought what we was doing was whatever, you know, because it was, I've been doing it. I mean, it wasn't wrong to me. I knew,
just
like,
normal.
yeah, it was normal, but I mean, like, I knew deep down
That it was not the right thing.
Yeah,
but
I knew it was wrong, but my daddy said it was okay. And Daddy loved me, and my mother hated me. My mother spit in my face at 14 years old and told me she hated me. My mother my mother come outside, our mother, come outside for no reason while I'm trying to read a book. And just started pushing me, calling me a whore. And I remember the fear in me was, oh God, she found out. And to this day, I don't know why. She attacked me like that. I didn't do nothing. Like, they weren't home. We was home alone. You were inside playing video games. I was outside reading a book. She goes in the house, and 2 seconds later, she comes out and is flipping the fuck out on me. She spit in my face. When I was 16, she told me she hated me, and I carved it into my arm. I just put, I hate you. My stepfather, Robert, told me when I was 14, he said, one day you'll grow up and you'll hate me and you'll tell on me. I said, I won't do that. He said, I'm the only person that'll ever love you. He said, nobody else in this world will ever love you like I love you. He said, nah, I believe that. I didn't believe the first part. He was right. I grew up, I realized, oh my God, this ain't the way people are supposed to be. This is not what you're supposed to do to children. I didn't have a childhood. I had to grow up way too fast. And people are like, oh, you're so mature for your age, da-da-da-da. I really have lived so many years past my age, but I don't feel I'm any more mature. I feel I am mature more than most people my age, because they all want to be immature. They're still young, and they have every right to be immature. At 24 years old, I should be out there going to the clubs and having a blast and smiling and having a good time. I go to the clubs just because I'm working in a strip club. It's because I'm eating 7 ecstasy pills, triple stackers of that, fucking every night, and snorting cocaine in the bathroom. I've done every drug. I've done every drug known to man, every pill, except the only thing I have not done is heroin. I've shot up. Not many times, just 6 times. I had to do each drug twice, crack rock, cocaine, and methamphetamines.
I wasn't so sure that you'd shoot up, because I know that you don't really care for needles.
I don't have a problem with needles. That's y'all. I don't have a problem at all with needles.
Well,
I have a problem
I
with
don't have
nurses putting needles in my veins because they always freaking miss. I had to tell them a couple of times, just let me do it. You let me do it. I can hit a vein faster than you. Shoot. But I used to put it in my hand anyways. It was easier because I could tie it off myself.
Oh, I hate ones in my hand. I
Right,
got
yeah.
one done whenever I was at the hospital.
Ooh, I did it the first time I ever did it.
It
I got a
wasn't-
knot.
It wasn't for the needle itself. It was for the thing with Allie and Peyton, and then the needle would jab deeper than my hand. I'd be like, breakdowns.
Remember the time I was 14 and Tina sent me to live with Patty and I overdosed and they hospitalized me. It was because my uncle was just as bad as my stepfather. Yeah, fuck me, and all the army guys that come in the house fuck me too. Might as well, and it's not like I didn't even have to put myself out there like that. You know, most 14-year-old girls I know, it's weird because I look at a lot of teenagers and I see how they act.
What they wear to kind of show themselves.
I mean, I dressed in what was hip and what was cute. Most of the time I dress like a dude, whatever, sometimes. But them girls purposely go out of their way to flirt with people and entice people. And I don't feel... I never did that. It was... Some of them, you know, like one or two guys, but those were usually the guys I ended up dating, you know. Like, I would flirt with them if I liked them. For the foremost, I thought I was gay since I was 9 years old. Since I was 9 years old, I always thought, hell, girls are much prettier than guys. By the time I was 15, I knew I wasn't supposed to be with men. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way they made me feel. They made me feel so bad about myself. That's why I was with Sarah.
Sarah was a very sweet girl. I called her. I actually enjoyed her company because I know that she made you happy for a while. That's why I liked her so
And
much.
Tiffany.
It's one of the reasons I got so mad.
My
when
thing
I got
is-
her.
Honestly, when I got pregnant with Allie, though, I needed to get pregnant to move out of the house. And, I didn't want my kids to grow up in a... Because of the way everybody was like, da-da-da-da-da, and at least I'm not, knocked up. At least I'm married and stuff like that. You know, Misty, all my cousins and stuff. So I was like, well, hell, I can get married too. It ain't that hard. Any retard can get married. So I married Roger.
My cookies got all wet.
Right. But after Roger, I just wanted to make him feel as bad as me. So I slept with Keith whenever I found out, you know, after. Oh, awesome. I love milk. Anyways. But, I slept with Keith and I felt obligated to be with him after that. I didn't want to be a whore anymore. When I had Allie, I said, I don't want to be a whore. So I slept only with Roger when I was with him. And then when I got with Keith, I got with Keith and fucking married him. I cheated on Keith whenever he was in prison, but oh God. It's not, no, I'm not that. Actually, to be honest with you, I just tell people that bullshit. Might as well, that's what they all wanted to hear. It's not even that. It's just I was lonely. I just wanted to feel like someone cared about me. And hell, I couldn't even get my own mommy to tell me she loved me. My kids were too young to tell me really that they loved me or for me to even see it. I just got
And for
lonely.
me,
But, you know,
I
them
was always
guys.
there.
What? Yeah, but I mean, you know, them
I'm
guys.
saying we got used to it. I was always there.
Right. Them guys, though, that I cheated on Keith with, I tried to have a relationship. And Keith said that's what made him so mad when he was in prison. It wasn't that I cheated on him, it was the fact that I tried to have relationships. But it was, I only tried to have relationships because I didn't want to have sex with a lot of different people.
You wanted that one single person. You wanted that caring that was.
It wasn't even that. I knew Keith was the one I wanted to be with because I love Keith. It was just, you know, I needed somebody to make me feel like Keith made me feel for...
You needed that there with you at that time, not
somewhere else.
I guess. I went to Chicago and I said, what the fuck's the point? So I just become a prostitute while I was stripping, because that's what they all do. I don't care what any stripper says, not a single damn one of them just dance. If they do, they don't last. I know this. I watched them. The girls that would refuse to do it, they didn't make no money. They only last about a week. They're crying, can't figure out why they ain't bringing home $700 a night. They only bringing home about $100, and then you got to pay tip out, which is like $300 a night. And so hell, they're in debt with the club when they leave. I was bringing home all kinds of money. A lot of them guys, I just get them drunk and we slip roofies and stuff in their drinks. And half of them you don't have to sleep with.
Just a blowjob, I assume, or something like that?
No, you get them really, really drunk and slip sleeping pills in their drink stuff, take them to the back room, leave for about 30 minutes. The bouncer will let you know when they passed out. You go back in there, you grab their wallet, you take every bit of their money,
And then
you walk out and you tip your bouncer. I did that so many times. But you know what? Them guys were in there making me feel like garbage, making me feel like
Calling you
straight
names.
trash, calling me names.
You told me
You
that
know,
one
yeah.
time.
They straight up deserved. That's what they get. They should have went home to their wives, because half of them have rings on their fingers. Anyways, that's the ones I really like to get messed up. When if I saw a ring, those were my favorite targets. They deserved it. They shouldn't have been at a strip club. They should have been at home taking care of their wives, being a
Husband
man.
or a father, especially if they had kids.
I don't even give a shit about that. They should have just been a man. If you take a vow and say you're going to do something. Because I tell you what, when Keith got out of prison, I didn't sleep with nobody but the girls he wanted me to sleep with. And that's only so he could sleep with them. And then half them girls, like Stephanie, fine, sleep with her whenever you want. I mean, it just got to that. I didn't want to do it anymore. But Keith really was just happy with just me, too. Not everything was his fault. But when I found out there was possibly a baby, I say possibly because he still denies it, but that baby had blue eyes. I've never seen a Hispanic baby with blue eyes. Bright blue eyes. And Keith's got some dominant eyes, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So it really hurt my feelings more than anything. It hurt my feelings that I thought honestly that finally Robert was wrong and someone loved me. And I think I just freaked out when I realized that, because Keith told me no, that he didn't want no more kids. And that really hurt my feelings, but I accepted it. I accepted it and said, alright. Even went and got on birth control. Then after Keith, I got with Alan again. That's a whole other book.
Yeah, I remember that time.
I was so mean to Alan. I just didn't give a shit, really. Because he wasn't Keith. I thought I was in love with Alan for 8 years. First boyfriend I ever really had when we moved up here. And the first boy that never wanted to have sex with me. He was scared of sex, of course, he was a virgin. But it made me want to be with him because I felt like he was the only person that didn't want to use me for sex. Then when we got back together this time, he's 24 and he still acts like he's 16. And he can't help it. Boys mature later, and he really hasn't lived a life like me to even understand. He's been sheltered his whole life, so I get it now that I'm not, with him, I guess. The bad part is, like, a month ago, he come back to me again, talking about, and I just, like I told him, I would just be mean to him again. I would. I'm mean to everyone I get with. I hate men to the point that it's not that I really hate men. I just hate the fact that nobody can live up to what I need them to be. There's nobody going to be strong enough to be able to And I think the only ones that'll be strong enough is probably a woman, because they might can see it from my side. They might can understand being a woman. It honestly is hard, because all you are is just a place to, insert,
An object, piece of ass.
I suppose, yes.
That's what I wrote for the first part of it.
I don't want it to be vulgar like that, though.
That's like kind of the only really bad word. You know, I don't really write.
I know, I don't want it being vulgar, because it's going to be vulgar enough. It's going to be very descriptive, though. I mean, I want it talking about as I lay there and feel every thrust. And feel how worthless I am with each one. It's not that I even feel that I'm worthless anymore, really. Sounds good to say, though. I always thought if I said it out loud long enough to Tina that maybe she'd understand that that's the way I should feel. It's the way I do feel sometimes, I guess. Otherwise I wouldn't think it or say it. My biggest thing is just I'm just tired, and I'm fixing to be 25, and I don't want to go on. I'm 25 and I feel like I'm hitting 50. I do. I feel like I'm hitting 50.
Well, let me do a pause real fast because we're going to talk about something else here in just a second. And for good reason.